Hi, I'm Aditi. I make comics. I also illustrate and I also animate and I make songs. And I bought a ukulele and I'm learning how to play it. And I have a cat. And I like plants.
Hello and welcome to the Punch Pod. In today's episode, I talked to Aditi Mali, who is an artist, illustrator, and creator of all things awesome. Over the years, she's made many comic strips, and through her art, she has helped so many people know and understand that they're not alone in whatever they're going through. Aditi makes short, relatable comics on Instagram that talk about everything from her cat Mau to mental health to everyday funnies. The interview you're going to hear was recorded back in Feb of 2020. I was going to make a very cool documentary about Aditi and her art, but then the pandemic happened and we couldn't really shoot the rest of the parts that I had planned. So now this is a podcast. In today's episode, we talk about mental health, Instagram, choosing between science and art, failing in 12th, experimenting with art styles, and Aditi explains to me the actual meaning behind her Instagram name, GoodBadComics. So without any further ado, let's just start the episode.
My childhood. Childhood directly it fast forwards to my school days. Because school days make a bigger portion of childhood, everybody's childhood, I feel. And school mein it was more of bullying and drawing in the classroom. Yeah, that's what childhood is to me. Just a lot of drawing, a lot of crying, and a lot of not accepting myself for my own self. Like, I was bullied for my skin. It happens to most dark-skinned people, I feel. And just childhood was trying to accept myself and kind of trying to understand myself by drawing in the classroom, where drawing and bullying both happened in the classroom, and I think I got one good thing out of it.
What's your earliest memory of drawing, in school? What would you draw?
In school, I would draw my classmates without telling them. Might be creepy, but no, I just used to draw my classmates and my teachers sometimes.
Tell me about after 10th, your 11th and 12th, and what was that like?
So for junior college, 11th and 12th, I took science. I didn't really have an option. I didn't even think I have an option because science. Nobody takes arts. Art people are losers. And commerce, though, it's out of question. I took science after 10th, and 11th May I realized ki fuck, what have I done? This is such a bad decision. And I just couldn't focus on it. The subjects weren't for me. I had taken PCMB, but I dropped the B. And halfway through 12th, I was just really what's the word? Slugging through it. Is slugging a word? Just being a snail through 12th. And then, I was really not in the best shape. In 12th. And when, my first board exam, I failed it. And obviously, I was a rejects in the society. No, my parents kept it from the society. Only my neighbor knew it because neighbors know everything. And just very few people knew it. I didn't even talk about it to my best friend at that time. I kept it from her. I kept it from everybody because I was so ashamed of failing a fucking exam. And then it was really tough. Obviously, it was tough because 12th is everything, right?
But why were you so ashamed?
I was ashamed because that's how it's all the societal conditioning. That's how the society makes you. That's how the society makes you think. It's just if you fail an exam, you're dumb. You're not good at anything if you fail this physics exam.
What's your take on that? What do you think exams are? What they are supposed to be or what they should be?
It's just an exam. Just another exam that you've been giving your whole life. And although like it might matter in some cases if you want to get into a certain college or whatever, but not enough to want to just distance yourself from the society, or like even in worst cases want to kill yourself. It's just an exam and you will pass it. I had to sit it 3 times. 3 times? Yeah, 3 times. 3 times. Wow. But I passed it, and it doesn't matter at all right now. Like everything that I went through, I put myself through so much shit. But thankfully, I'm really grateful for my parents. My parents have been very supportive throughout the journey. Like, they didn't give me a hard time. They've been very supportive. They've always been supportive, so I think I'm privileged that way. But yeah, it's just an exam. So after 12th, I thought I'd pursue architecture because good at drawing, had maths in 12th, so what else do I do? Nobody told me that I also can not do it. So my neighbor at that time was doing architecture, and he, just watching his lifestyle, he used to stand up all day doing those sheets. And so between my 2 board exams, that is sitting, I did this diploma in interior design, and I couldn't keep up with those sheets, like let alone architecture ke sheets. Then I was like, nope, no architecture, bye bye. Then somehow I stumbled upon mass communication, and I did that. It's just, mass communication is such a vague field. Like there's so many things you can do, and they teach you so many things. You can pick up one of them and pursue it aage jaake. But I didn't really go to college. College was my side thing, and comics was my main hoe. And I'm just really grateful for my college that it wasn't very serious about its attendance or teaching. It was so chill. It gave me a lot of time to focus on my work, like my internet life. I learned nothing, but I got something out of it. And a degree.
What you're doing more right now, like Instagram, like if you could explain your Instagram in like a few words, what would you say your Instagram consists of?
My Instagram is, I can't say Instagram. My Instagram is mostly about my cat, anecdotes from my life, and mental health, and just random silly stuff that I hope puts a smile on people's faces. That's not the whole point, but I just want people to smile when they're scrolling down my Instagram.
When did everything on Instagram start? So like, when did you start your journey with Instagram?
Well, I've been making comics since late 2015, and I used to share them with my friends on WhatsApp, and they peer pressured me into making an Instagram, like putting them somewhere on the internet. And I started my page on June 19th, 2016. It started ever since. I've been just posting. There was a small break thing that happened where I gave up hope because nobody would interact with my comics, and I was like, fuck this shit. But yeah, then I started on June 19, 2016, and it went on for a while. Then I just stopped in like November 2016. I gave up pretty quickly, but it was like a New Year's thing where you just want a fresh start to things. I started posting again, and I haven't stopped since December 2016.
What made you stop in November?
Just nobody interacting with my comics. It's just the whole not getting enough views or likes, because in the beginning you care about all these things a lot, like getting likes. And I didn't see the page growing, so I was like, why even bother watering this dead plant?
Going back to the basics, like what drives you? Like, what makes you want to do what you're doing?
People message me a lot, like almost on the daily, how much of a difference my comics or one comic has made in their life. And I think it's just a beautiful feeling to feel like your work being so impactful that it makes somebody else's face muscles move on the other side of the planet. And it's just, that's what I want to keep doing, just making people's face muscles move.
And like your comics, a lot of them are anecdotal.
Yeah.
In that sense. How do you come up with these? Are these things that happen to you, or are these things that you see happening and you're just like, okay?
So my character, her name is Adi. She's a bald, hairy girl. And her tits are in her armpits. And they go like that. She is like, she represents me, but she does things that I want to do but can't do, or just can't do but want to do. Is that the same thing? Or yeah, she just does things that she wants to do, or things that are just things that she wants to do, things that I want to do. She's not entirely me. She has a mind of her own as well. Get my ideas from my own experiences, my cat looking at clouds. It's all around you. Pick it up.
Okay. Now that you mentioned your cat, we have to talk about Mao.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the story of how he came into your life?
My cat, Mao, came into my life on October 24th, 2017. He just showed up. Like, this one morning I woke up to these meows. Just like meows, a lot of meows. And I went downstairs. Like, the first thing I did in the morning was go downstairs in the parking lot. I sat down, like I kneeled down, and he came to me. No cat has ever come to me like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm the one, you're the one. Let's live together. And then he's here, not here, and at my home.
How has Mao helped your art, if you were to say something?
He just makes me want to keep going. Like, it's just been so transitional. Is that a word? Yeah. In my life. Like, he just came and showered this bunch of motivation onto me. And he's a cat. Cats are lazy. I don't know how he did that. Just like, he is a reason behind why I do things. Mao just makes me want to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
How do you think Mao has, like, what is his contribution to?
Mao shows up in not a lot, but he shows up in my comics quite often, and people know him more than they know me. Like, the people care about him more than they care about me, which is fine. Don't care about me. He's just, I don't know, he's just there, and it's just nice to have him there, have him be there.
No, okay, cool. What's your favorite thing about Mao? Let's talk about him as a...
My favorite thing about Mao is his balls. He doesn't have balls. He's neutered, but other than that, it's just how he's there for me. While, like, when I'm sad, he'll just come and start purring, and that makes me even more sad. I don't know, makes me want to cry even more. But I'm just grateful for him. Like, his whole self is my favorite thing about him.
Yeah, tell me about the name GoodBadComics. How did it come about?
Oh, wow. I was really into cringe pop in 2015. My friends and I used to watch a lot of cringe pop. There's this artist he's an artist, called Venu Malesh. He's from the south, not sure where, but from the south. And we used to watch his videos a lot. And he calls himself a good bad boy. And that just stuck with me. And when I was making my Instagram page, I didn't know what to call it. And Venu was living in my head back then. So I just went with GoodBadComics. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Like, is there like a deeper meaning? Like, a lot of people might ask you, like, why good bad comics? Is there like a
Yeah, sometimes I mold the meaning into something else, like as if there's a bigger reason behind it. But it's just Malish. Like we're all good bad. We're not good. We are bad. Like we're good and bad. Nobody is good. Like pura good or pura bad. There's something good about bad people and bad about good people. So we're all good bad people, and my comics are not good or bad. They're good bad.
good one?
But it's Malish.
Yeah, where do you see good bad comics going? And is there like some goals you have set in your mind that this is what I want to do, this is where I want to take it?
The future of GoodBadComics, I want to establish a stronger base on the internet, because right now, the past year, 2019, I was running away from the internet, and I feel like the connection I had with my audience is thoda loose, but it's just in my head. I mean, there's people still like messaging me and thanking me for the smiles, but I just feel like it could be stronger, and I want to focus on making it stronger now in 2020 and more. And also want to take it offline in some way. Haven't thought of it yet, but yeah.
Cool. So, as an artist, let's talk about more of the artsy side. Like, as an artist, what like problem do you aim to solve, like in the world? Let's say, like a lot of your comics are mental health, like derived from mental health and taking care of yourself and self-awareness.
Yeah.
So, how would you say, like, what's your approach to going about making something like this? Like, as an artist, how do you see your art changing the world?
With my comics, I just want people to feel okay about not being okay. It's so cliche, but it's okay to not be okay, and I just want to kind of normalize that and make more people accept themselves for the way they are, and make them want to be better, because acceptance is like the first step towards betterment. I just want people to feel less alone, because there have been times where I've felt alone. Like, I don't think you're ever alone in whatever you're going through, because there's so many people in the world. Obviously, there's somebody going through what you're going through. And I felt like I'm alone in whatever I was going through. I just want to be the person who lets somebody know that they're not alone in what they're going through, whatever that is.
Cool. Like, are there any instances where people have messaged you saying that this comic really helped me? Like, is there anything that you remember?
Yeah. This one time, I had this really, really public mental breakdown. Like, I burst out crying, and I drew a comic about that, which Instagram took down. So that made it even worse, but whatever. Because it had a news in it. But it wasn't. It was just, yeah, whatever. Instagram, get your shit together. Like, imagine, like, I was okay with it in a few days, but imagine if I was somebody else who put the comic out to get people to sympathize or empathize with them, and then Instagram takes it down, the one thing that they felt. But it takes so much to put something so personal out on the internet. Yeah, then I had posted that, and it just, the messages that I got after posting it were really Oh, damn. Really, like, really, really. That's it.
Like what kind of message?
Just like they were thanking me for talking about that because they couldn't talk about it. They thought they always thought about what people would think about them if they spoke about something like that. But it's okay. Everybody cries.
So like, why do you think a lot of people don't talk about mental health? Like, as like, no, I know that whatever you've been through, we'll talk about that in a bit. But like, growing up, have you seen any patterns or something that you think that this is why people don't talk about mental health? And yeah, like,
Well, mental health, it's just so looked down upon. I think now we are progressing thoda because of the internet and how it's reach everybody. It reaches a lot of people, and it's just mental health has been looked down upon for so long, and it's going to take some time till it's like okay, everybody talks about it. Just I don't know why they do that. Why it's been like that. Maybe I don't know. It's just so toxic, and yeah, I haven't really thought about why people don't talk about it. Maybe they're just shy and embarrassed. All these words have been associated with being a soft person, but we are all soft on the inside. We're made of flesh. Flesh is soft.
how much does your audience play in it? Like, uh, how much of a role does your audience have in the kind of comics you make? Like you said, you went from trying to create relatable content
Yeah.
to
I started off making relatable basic comics pehle because that's how I thought I would reach the masses. And people were liking it back then, and I was just pumping them out. I was drawing one comic a day. And then later it just got to me that it's not something that I really want to do. It's becoming something that I have to do, and I'm like, it became a robot. Like it's just working for people. It felt like I was working for the people who were following me and not really for myself because it didn't allow me to explore my potential. So I just used to make whatever shit like was people would like whatever was trending. Not trending, but just like relatable comics in general. They work. But after a while, I just stopped doing that. I started doing whatever I wanted to do, and some people it took them a while to adapt to my multiple experiments with style. I mean, I haven't experimented that much, but it wasn't a consistent thing. So they didn't really know what to expect or what. Like they didn't have any visual to connect with me or associate with me. It was just one day I'm posting something in a certain layout, and the next day is just somebody. It's like it's something else. So someone actually commented that you should give a warning. कि पहले स्टाइल इतने styles change करने के बाद you should warn your audience कि hey, I'm going to change a lot of styles. It's like you're already getting free content. Like just stay here with me if you want to watch me explore my potential. Then eventually gradually I started making things that I wanted to make and putting them out on the internet, because pehle I used to keep them to myself because I was afraid people would unfollow me because it's different now. All these fears just kept me from just exploring my potential. But yeah, now I'm just doing what I want to do, just talking about things that I want to talk about as they come to me and just putting them out. It's very important to put it out because if it's inside yourself for so long, it just gets very toxic, and I think the ideas get all claustrophobic and they will start breeding with themselves, and then it's just a mess in your head. You need to put it out. Put it out.
yeah. What inspires you?
What inspires me? Everything around me and my cat, and just everything around me and clouds. I love the clouds. I will cry. I love the clouds.
What about the clouds?
They're just so big and small and just weird. Like, it makes me want to do big things, small things, and weird things. And just, I love clouds. They're very inspiring.
What's your relationship with Instagram like at this point?
Right now, I'd like to put this in one sentence. My Instagram is me and I'm not my Instagram. Pehle, it was like, if I am not posting anything on the internet, on Instagram, I used to discard myself as an artist if I'm not posting anything on Instagram. It's so stupid. But like, I just had this idea that ये जो कुछ भी Instagram पे है, that is all I have. But it's not true. There's so many other things that I do which are not on Instagram. And yeah, it's a good, healthy relationship now. I post what I want when I want. I can't say I don't spend a lot of time. I do. I'm getting close to not doing that.
Yes. Where were we?
Physics. What? No.
Creative block.
Huh.
Right.
Yeah, creative blocks. We've all been there. For me, I just sit and I think this is it. This is the end. This is the end. I've reached my creative potential. There's like, I can't go anywhere else from here. I've reached a dead end. I can't create anything anymore. I've created everything that I could have ever created. 2 days later, I'm back to making things. But those 2 days are really not just 2 days. It varies. Sometimes it's like months. How I get out of creative blocks? I try to do something. I try to do more of traditional work. Like, I draw in my sketchbook because I just grab a few crayons and just like all over the sketchbook until something sparks. Just looking at colors, or I just paint. I paint sometimes. Painting is a good way to deal with sadness. And sometimes I look at things that inspire me or people's works that inspire me. Like just random people on Instagram. I can't name anybody, but sometimes scrolling can be a good thing. Like it can be the reason behind the block also, but it's also something that helps me crawl out of it sometimes. Just looking at other people being amazing makes me want to be amazing. Yeah, like why should it let me, like make me feel like not making things, like art isn't competition, just make things as many people making things and you get to be on the same line as them and you're also other people for them. It's just, it makes me want to do things, just looking at other people's stuff, and then I find myself out of the block.
Yeah, let's talk about how you make comics. Like
How I
obviously
make
the
them.
idea is there. Let's talk about the gear you use. Let's talk about like what do you work on. That's it. So, like I make my comics.
I work with I can't say make my comics. There's other things that I do. So I use the Wacom Intuos Draw Small. It's small. The tablet with a Lenovo laptop, which is currently not working. I don't have a laptop, so I've been drawing my sketchbook a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. What I use, the Wacom and the laptop, and yeah, and sketchbooks.
But what did you start?
I started out with drawing on my small phone. I think it was a Xiaomi, Redmi, Xiaomi. Is it the same thing? So I used to draw with my finger, and so I felt the need to upgrade a year and a half later. Just got tiring, and then I didn't really know about this Wacom thing. Is it Wacom or Wacom?
Wacom.
Okay, Wacom. I didn't know about it. and I wasn't really sure if I could use it because I was so scared. Like, what if I don't know how to use it? Like, figure out how to use it, bitch. Then I bought this Lenovo laptop. It was so unnecessary. It has a touch screen and it goes all the way like.
Oh, like the yoga one.
It's the Lenovo Yoga 500. And it was just so unnecessary. You don't need a touchscreen laptop. They're of no use. And I bought that. Then I figured that, shit, I can't use this to draw because it just, you can't. And then I bought the Wacom and I was really scared. What if this affects the quality of my comics? Because I don't know how to use this thing. Because you need some, like it takes some getting used to for the hand-eye coordination. Like everything takes some getting used to. But yeah, I've been using those two ever since. My best buddies in the whole world.
Cool. And so like starting out, a lot of people don't start out because they don't think they have the right equipment. Let's say a lot of designers, like young designers I know, they're like, nahi, pehle I'll get the Wacom and then I'll start designing. So what do you have to say to people like that? Or just like any advice for them?
Don't worry about not having the right equipment. Even you can do so many things with just a pencil and a paper. There's so many things you can do. And having a phone, abhi in this age, it's such a boon. Because I use the word boon, wow. After school, I think. Like you can, there's so many apps. You can scan your thing, you can even color on your phone. Don't feel equipment less. Like you don't really need it. I mean, it's obviously good if you have it, but don't let that be a reason why you're not doing something you really want to do, because pencil and paper can go a long way.
Pivoting off of that, what advice would you give like young creators or young people who are like anyone who's starting out on Instagram with like, let's say, comics or anything of that sort, because you seeked external validation before and you've kind of progressed to a point where you make art for yourself and other people like it.
Yeah.
So what would you give people, like any advice you would give them who are just starting out and who are just waiting and looking at the numbers and then they just give up hope?
My advice to people who are just starting out would be just do. Don't wait, do. Because you will find yourself waiting for a certain moment where any of your works might go viral, or you suddenly, like, you'll wake up one day and there's going to be so many people on your page waiting for you to post. No, it's not. It doesn't happen overnight. And don't compare yourself with other people. Just keep doing your own thing. Just keep doing your own thing. That's all I want to say.
Like you said, don't compare yourself to other people. Would you say you compare yourself to other people?
Yeah, in the beginning I would see how good everybody else is, and I'm just like there. Not good or bad, just there. Because if you're bad, at least you know that you're bad. But you're just in this beach wala phase where you're like, I can't even be good at being bad, and I'm not good at being good also. What is this?
Yeah.
So it's like there's many quotes on the internet where, for example, there's two quotes. One is, don't compare your behind the scenes with people's highlights. And the other one is, I forgot who it is by, but some person on Instagram. Just because, like, aren't we grateful that other flowers don't stop blooming just because other flowers are blooming? And I think that really stuck with me. So I've been trying to bloom ever since. It's crazy, like, how strangers know me. And like, I would have never thought that I would live this life. It's not even like, it's not extravagant, but even like chota recognition is big to me. And just like, I can make a difference. Like, stuff like when you're in flesh with somebody and somebody's telling you not to stop doing what you're doing, it just makes you want to, like, it's like, whoa, ooh, I am doing something, what? like this happened at Comic Con abhi in 2019 last year. This one girl she just came up to me and she's like, "Don't stop what you're doing! Don't stop what you're doing!" Oh God, like I can't forget that. It's just, it's crazy.
Don't stop what you're doing. I saw this post on Instagram the other day which said, "You have no idea how many people lurk on your work. No idea how many times people go back to revisit your work. People are shy with their feedback. Sometimes it's because they're simply shy. Other times it's because they already assume you know how great and talented you are." My point is, even if you barely have any likes or reblogs, don't get discouraged. You have a lot of silent fans, so keep on creating. Talking to Aditi really made me understand how important making your art is, and how even if people don't tell you in person their feedback or don't write to you, you should still keep making it, because you never know who's watching and being inspired by you or just enjoying your work. I hope you like this episode. I hope listening to Aditi talk about her struggles and her journey with art inspired you just a little bit. Even if it didn't, it's okay. I just hope you learned something new. Or even if you didn't, it's okay. I'm really enjoying making these podcasts. Also, if you're watching on video right now, you can see that I changed my setup. I thought just sitting down and talking was a little weird. Like, I can't move my hands. Like, now I'm moving my hands. But I really enjoy this. This setup is new. It's just against a plain white background with a mic in front of me and talking. I'll probably change this in a while if I get bored. But so far, this is the podcast setup. It's quite bare bones, but it's an experiment. I'm just keeping on experimenting after learning from Aditi that it's okay to experiment and not put too much pressure on yourself to create things that people might expect of you. Oh, also check out this cool mini Mao that I got from Aditi. Look at its balls. Look at Mao's balls. Not something that I thought I would say into a mic, but here we are. It's so cool. Look at it. This is made from clay. This is a clay miniature sculpture of Mao, Aditi's cat. So yeah, I hope you like this episode. I hope you take care and you're staying safe. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye. That was a weird bye. Okay, bye.